Welcome back to yet another pod, the California Cowboy back in the saddle, and I've got some updates for you. We had the tank tour a couple weeks ago. We looked in the tank recently, and one of our platies was a little bit of a fatty. So we have Fatty the Platy. But this platy was fat for a reason. She was carrying fry. And so this week, this little tiny fish, no bigger than that big, released 5 more fishes into our tank. Statistically, they will not all survive. We're going to do our best to help them out. They've got a lot of places to hide, but it's Darwin in there, baby. Survival of the fittest. And unfortunately for these little fry, platies have no paternal instincts and will straight up eat their own young. So there's plenty of hiding spots. We're going to hope for the best, but that's how we got one of our fish called the baby. The baby only has ever known the tank and is doing well and is thriving. So if any of these fry survive, we are happy to welcome them into our tank. But we don't want no weaklings, you know? So best of luck to the fry. I'll keep you updated on how many we have. It is very exciting, though, that life is being created in this little tank that we have. It's really cool. It just makes you feel like you're doing the right thing. You're creating the correct circumstances for breeding and whatnot. And hopefully some of our other fish will help with some population control, because that is just the circle of life. That is the circle of life. But it is exciting nonetheless to see. We're grandparents now. We are grandparents. Our fish are having fish. Our children are having children. You can call me Papa. Papa Fish. Don't do that. So the tank is taken off, and we're thrilled about it. Updates as they come, but that is the update I have for you as far as the fish go. Now, this was my first Sunday with no football, and I wasn't sure what to do with myself, to be honest. So I did something outside of the box. I did something that I've never done in my entire life. I wouldn't consider myself a big gamer by any means. I just have an Xbox, and I play Madden, MLB, FIFA, NBA, all sports games. But I thought to myself, you know what? I think it's time to play a real video game with a story to it. So I did my research, scoured the internet, talked to the people that I know that play games, and we came to the conclusion that the best game for me would be Red Dead Redemption, the very first one. And so I have been playing Red Dead Redemption for the last week plus, and I am all about it. It is literally, I'm sure you guys all know about it, but I'm new to it. So it is literally Grand Theft Auto on horses, and it is so exciting. I have plowed through, I think, a good chunk of the game, and I'm really excited about the story. If you don't know, spoilers are ahead, but there's this cowboy. He used to be in a gang, and he left the life and settled down with a nice woman, and he has a son. And the government came knocking at his door and were like, hey, we're going to put you in jail unless you go and get the old members of your gang. So he's like, bet. But it wasn't really his choice. The government was kind of like, hey, we're going to straight up kidnap your family and hold them hostage until you accomplish these tasks. So I'm playing as this guy, John Marston. That's my boy right there. I ended up going down to Mexico, wrestled up those old gang members, and I finally have just made it back home. And now I'm just a farmer, it feels like. I don't know what's going to happen next. I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen soon, because everything seems to be going really well for me as John. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. We'll see how far I get into the game. But so far, if you've never played Red Dead, would recommend. I think it originally came out in the early 2000s. It's been remastered, and now it's available on all platforms. The remaster, the graphics look great. It looks so good, especially for considering when it was made. Highly would recommend. I'm all in on this story. I've had friends lose their lives in this game. I cannot handle it if this man loses his family. I cannot. And I feel like it's going to happen. I refuse to read anything about the story. I want to just be all in. I'm on the edge of my seat. When someone passes away, I'm just like, whoa, that's heavy. Don't like it. I'm all in. I am John. As soon as I log in to my Xbox account, I am John. I'm riding. I have a bond with my horse. My horse is named Pixel. If you don't know Pixel, that's my coworker. She's been on a video or so. Pixel's a great time. Pixel loves My Little Pony, so Pixel is my pony. Well, John's pony, rather. But yeah, this game is so much fun. I've never played a story game. If you know of any other story games that you think are cool that I should try, I'm open to anything. It could be fantasy, reality, whatever kind of game. I'm about it. I think I might become a gamer. It feels that way. It really does feel that way. Sports is fun. It is, for the most part, the same thing over and over. It's really frustrating to play Madden online after like the first month because everyone just buys all the best players and stuff, and it doesn't feel fun. And I don't want to sink hundreds of dollars into this game that's just gonna kick me off in a year and put out a new game. So it's tough. It's tough. But so far, so good with Red Dead Redemption. There's a second one, and I am all in to play the second one so far. And I haven't even finished the first one. Red Dead Redemption, I'm about it. It really fulfills my need for wanting to ride a horse, but not want to learn how to ride a horse. So I'm getting the best of both worlds here. I'm living my best cowboy life currently in Red Dead. Another update, another thing. I have mentioned that I got into running. I haven't super talked about running. I haven't shown myself running. Didn't want to put that on you. But now I'm going to put that on you. This week I got an injury and I have not been able to run. And it makes me very sad. And I never thought that that would be the case for me because honestly, running was my least favorite aspect in school, in sports, in whatever I was doing. Hated it because I had a bad mindset. I was taught, faster is better instead of finishing being the goal. And that changed everything. I've talked about it slightly, but the Nike Run Club app was super helpful for me. If you wanted to get into running, I would highly recommend it. It's free, which makes it even better. But I feel like when it comes to running, it's taught me a lot because there's moments when I'm on a long run and I'm like, dude, I have so much ahead of me and I'm already tired. I'm already having trouble breathing. I can't do this. I can't. And I just have to like sit there and be like, no, I can. Just one more mile. And then once I hit that mile, all right, one more. And I feel like I'm learning a lot about myself in that. I feel like a lot of times our minds limit us in what we think we can do. And then once we push ourselves and we push past the mental barrier of what it is that we're trying to accomplish, we look back and we're like, oh, that wasn't that hard. I can do that. And then it's almost this snowball effect, and you can continue to press forward and do things and accomplish things that you didn't think were possible before, but it just took a little bit more effort. It took a little bit of pain. It took a little bit of being exhausted. It took a little bit of this. You fill in the blank. I think that that's been a really big key in my life, is just recognizing the life lessons in every aspect of what you're doing. Some things happen and it doesn't make sense. But I think if we open ourselves up to being teachable, there's a lot of life lessons in the things that we do that we could even see as mundane. Running has really taught myself a lot about me. And it's been really cool to use it as an avenue to get in touch with myself. I didn't get it before. I really didn't understand. I'm like, why are people running all the time? Why are people doing this? And if other people are having the same experience that I am in running, I totally get it. You can just kind of zone out from what's going on. Just focus on, your breath, your body, your feet hitting the pavement, and just really get in touch with yourself. I feel like it's been really helpful for me, especially as someone who struggled with mental health myself, and kind of finding outlets and finding ways to be in touch with myself. I think that the act of like running, my body's engaged, and so it's busy, and so I can kind of start to engage with myself a little bit more. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does to me in those moments. I feel like I have a lot of aha moments on my run. I feel like I have a lot of great ideas on my run because, my body's focused on doing this, breathing and all this, and then my mind is kind of engaged in a different way. I would just recommend getting outside of your comfort zone and trying something new, trying something that you haven't done. I think that it's really healthy to try new things. I think that you might even surprise yourself and find a hobby that you like, find something that you love, learn something new about yourself. That is my little pearl, my pearl of wisdom that I've learned through living life to this point, my very young life. But whatever wisdom or knowledge I have, it's all yours. You can have it. There's no reason to gatekeep. I feel like that's such a silly thing that we do sometimes. We'll learn something, and it's like a huge key, and it helps us a lot. And we're like, I'm going to keep it to myself because I don't want anyone else to know. And it's like, no, this isn't like, we're not competing. We're all just out here trying to live. We're all just out here trying to get through life together. So if I have something that can help you, you have something that can help me, let's just exchange and let's move forward and keep going. We're going to make a huge U-turn in subject matter. So pull away from that a little bit. This week, I got all new lights for my setup. And so I am exposed properly in my videos. And that makes me so excited because I was trying to color grade, as I shared before, but I was doing it without having proper lighting. And so it was frustrating because I was essentially trying to drive my car on the freeway without any gas. I had done everything that I could think of correctly. The lighting was the last one, and that ended up being the solution to the problem, I feel. So, shout out. We made it together. Thank you for enduring the journey. Now, my YouTube setup is at 90%. I have one last really cool thing that's going to happen in the not too distant future. And then I will be at 100%. I will be at the height of my powers. And I will truly be unstoppable. We will be unstoppable at that point. Until then, we're riding. We're vibing. It is now time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, Discover Weekly Top 5. This week, I was able to find 5 songs. It's 2 for 2. We're doing good, Spotify. Shout out. The first song is Hard to Tell by Briston Maroney. There are a couple songs that I really do enjoy by Briston, I will say. This song is a very solid indie song, can go into your playlist, fits on almost any of them. And it has really fun guitar parts. I'm all about that wow, wow, wow kind of guitar. And this has that in an abundance. And so if you're into wow, 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 highly recommend. Check out Briston Mahoney. He has another song called June. That was the first song that I heard by him. And it's another solid indie song, solid indie artist. I haven't dove super deep into his discography, but maybe worth your time. The next song on our Discover Weekly Top 5 is Missouri by Mad Lasso. This is a country-influenced indie song. I feel like if you just picture those things in your mind, picture country music, picture indie music, smash them together, that's what it sounds like. It is done well, I will say. I looked a little bit further into Mad Lasso, and they have an EP that came out last year called New Mexico Sun. Would recommend. It's about 14 minutes long. On your next drive, toss it on. It's a good time. The songs all sound extremely similar to me sonically from the first listen, but I think with time I would be able to distinguish them a little bit more. But that was just the first blush, if you will. Next up, we have The Dress by Dijon. I hope I said that correctly. I assume it's pronounced like the mustard. I'm sure people make jokes about that. I apologize. I'm not trying to make a joke about that. This song reminds me a lot of the artist Q. If you haven't checked out Q, just type Q into your streaming service and thank me later. Garage Rooftop. Ooh, great time. Or it also reminds me of Miguel if he still made R&B music instead of this like pop R&B hybrid stuff. It is definitely on the chill side and a project that I'd recommend. Dijon's album, absolutely. Extremely chill. There's a few songs in there that feel out of place energy-wise, in my humble opinion. But overall, it's a solid project. Would recommend giving it a listen. You might find a couple gems in there. The next song on our list is Oh No, He Said What by Nothing But Thieves. This song is very dancey, very bouncy. My knee-jerk reaction is Daft Punk influences. It does remind me a lot of The Weeknd. It felt like if The Weeknd was singing the song, I would like it even more. The vocalists are very talented. I'm not saying that they're not. I just love The Weeknd so much. But would recommend if you're in a dancey mood, check it out. And last, but absolutely not least, Aaron May, I'm Good Love, Enjoy. Now, when I heard this song, my first thoughts were, okay, cool. Sounds like early J. Cole. Sounds like this dude is in Dreamville. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. And I sunk an hour of my life into researching this man. We'll call it a shallow dive. It wasn't a deep dive. It was a shallow dive. There's not even a Wikipedia page for this guy, and I don't know why, because he should be so much more popular than he is. This has to be one of the best artists that's been recommended to me on Discover Weekly in a long time. Aaron May, please go check out his music. It is such a good time. If you like Dreamville, if you like J. Cole, if you like hip hop, it is worth your time. The standout project for me would be Chase. Really good. I've listened to most, if not all the music, not all the way through, but just snippets of it. And I don't see any misses so far. I watched some music videos too, and I'm about it. I need to know more about this guy. Please go check out Aaron May. He deserves your listen. 100%. Also, it's hip hop. This is the first hip hop song that we've had on Discover Weekly, and that makes me very excited, and my heart is very full. You should, if you take nothing from this video, go check out Aaron May. So I think I'm going to call it there. I appreciate your time. If you did make it to the end of the video, shout out to you. All the gold stars are yours, and until next time.